Hey MTV, and welcome to my crib. Hello beautiful people, and welcome to the dream room. Let's just take a quick pause here. For those of you who are new to my channel, I would highly recommend that you first of all subscribe, and second of all check out my playlist that describes all the 6 stages in the design process, because this is the conclusion of all these stages. So for everyone who is a regular on my channel, welcome back and thank you so much for all your support. Without further ado, let's take a peek into my dream room. Welcome to my ensuite of the dream room. So for my ensuite, I decided to go for quite an earthy color scheme. You'll see from my tiles, they really pick up on those earthy tones. To keep within budget, I chose a different floor tile to my wall tile. So if we have a closer look at the floor tile, it's quite a speckled tile. There's nothing too crazy about it. It was very, very cost effective. And I decided to spend more of the money on the wall tiles. It just makes sense because your eyes naturally just look up. And you'll see my tiles have a bit of movement just to add a point of interest in the bathroom. If you look at my vanity, I know in the design development stage, the vanity extended over past my toilet. I decided to negate that completely just because of space. And this was the perfect solution. Having something floating so that it made the space feel a lot larger and airy instead of stumping it. And then I decided to go for sit-on basin as well. It's very expensive to do like a Korean integrated basin, so this was like my alternative, but it worked out very well. You'll see also my drawers. These drawer fronts are so incredible. If you just take a peek into my drawer fronts, they are sectioned off, excuse the mess, but they're sectioned off so you can add, you know, your towels in the one section, your toilet paper, or you can configure the drawers the way you want to. So I decided to go for oak just because I wanted to introduce quite a bit of warmth in the space. Because this is a guest loo, I didn't want it to feel cold at all, and so that's why my tiles are also quite warm and quite a taupey color versus choosing a white and stark tile. So I absolutely love this round mirror. I actually got it from at home quite a while ago, and I like the rope detail, which also ties back into the oak finishes that I have in my room. You'll see it as we go through the space. Let's talk about the shower since I'm standing right here. I initially wanted a shower recess in that wall. So I've extended the shower into my sister's shower, like I had mentioned in my other videos. And I wanted to create a niche for my products. However, the builder who took on this project was reluctant to do that kind of detail. So instead of fighting with him, I, just reluctantly said it's fine, let's just close it up and not have that detail. I've continued my tiles all the way to the top of the ceiling. As you can see, I just think that's a nicer kind of detail instead of stopping it halfway and then having a white wall. So my shower door, before I had a screen, this is a door which is fabulous, and there's just so much space in the shower. I initially, with setting out my points, I always love to put the shower mixer. I'm just actually going to step in the shower. So I always like to put my shower mixer directly opposite the door, because then you avoid getting wet or, burning yourself when you're opening your shower. So that's just a great thing to note if you're ever redoing your apartment or house. I have a hand shower, which is great, and just a huge shower head, nothing too fancy. And if we take a look on the other side, so this toilet ledge was extremely successful because it hid a pipe that was bricked up by a small little wall, which felt very weird and clumsy in the space. So this was a great resolution, and as well it was great to hide the concealed cistern. And my mother didn't want me to show this defect, but this is basically goes into whenever I mention that you need to hire the correct subcontractors or the correct contractors to fulfill the job. The initial guy who put in my toilet, as you can see, here we had to chop out this actuator plate and adjust it to make sure that it actually flushes correctly, because initially it wasn't flushing correctly at all. And so now we left this horrible damage right here, which I'll obviously have to come up with a detail to hide it in some way, so I'm gonna need to think about that. And then what's great about this ledge as well, you can put whatever you want on there. So you can put your towels, your jewelry on there, and have candles and light those up while you're taking a shower. It really is up to you. So it's just great to be able to have a dual function for something that, you know, even though it's eating up a bit of space, you're still gaining a bit of storage, which is great. So as you can see, there is no sliding door, and like I mentioned, the person who was supposed to do our ceilings was extremely reluctant to do the detail that I wanted to conceal the sliding door track. So, and like I said before, again, like I wasn't as confident as I am now, so I didn't push to either get a new subcontractor or push him and challenge him in a way that would make him think about things a bit differently. So yeah, I just kind of gave up on the fact of having a sliding door here, but luckily I am actually getting a new sliding door, and I'm going to be cladding these walls in about a month or two from now. So leave me a comment in my comment section and tell me what color you guys would recommend me to do. I don't know if I'm going to do pink, I doubt it. Like when you see the rest of my space, I don't think pink is going to really work here. But I'm going to leave it up to you guys to decide. And okay, obviously I'm going to use my professional opinion because I don't want anyone to tell me to just put like an orange, and that's not going to work. But yeah, I would love to hear your opinions on the color I should select here. Okay, so now we are entering my dressing area. So as I've mentioned in my previous videos, I had to change my built-in cupboards. Originally, I wanted brass mirrors with a custom-made metal handle, which came back to be absorbently expensive. So I dialed back and I went for Duco sprayed doors, and then still a custom handle, but just out of oak. So it just made it more cost-effective. And I decided to take my doors from the floor to the ceiling just to play up on the vastness of the space that we have of our ceilings. So each section I've like demarcated, like short hanging, and this is just a set of drawers, as you can see, and then this is just a set of shelving. So the one thing I would change about my built-in cupboards is just losing this top drawer. I feel like it's a little bit too high up because I have mirrored the back of this panel, and I can't really see myself because I'm quite short. So it was, I mean, it's a great detail, but it's only a great detail if it works well. So yeah, if I had just lowered it, I would have seen a little bit more of my face, and it would have really reflected my room a bit more. Although I love this section, you can, you know, put your bags, your expensive bags on display, or anything that you want on display. I have my crown. I was crowned Miss Machalis 2019. So that's just something fun. I know it's a bit broken. So yeah, you can just display anything here, which I love, and it just makes the space interesting. I've also added a ottoman, so when I'm, you know, sitting back, if like my friends are here and we're trying on clothes, that was the whole idea, or, you know, putting on shoes, or just a nice spot to relax and have some fun. What I loved about this composition is that I have easy access to my new balcony, as well as easy access to my bed from both sides of the room. It just helps to open up the space, and it just made it feel like it was used properly instead of having my bed against the wall. And I just love this ledge. I can drop anything here. I usually like to drape a piece of clothing on there when I'm getting ready. It gets quite messy, so it's just a great place to have any kind of accessory. I was really keen on having like a dual purpose, not just dividing the space, but also having a spot where I can put random things or drape my clothes on there. Okay, so this is the front of the headboard and bed area. I got this headboard custom made up. I designed it, and I had an issue, like I've mentioned in my design development stage, with the lighting in this house, or this lighting in this room, as I mentioned, I could only control the lighting from my door, which was very far. Imagine running in the middle of the night to come to bed. So I decided to incorporate lighting into my headboard. I'll just insert a clip of what it looks like at night, but we can just see if it gives a bit of an effect. So that's what it looks like lit up. It obviously is a lot more effective at night. And I, again, went with oak timber veneer for my headboard to have a nice relationship with my bathroom. I decided that I wanted to upholster my headboard, so just to soften the space so it's not as harsh if it were just timber alone. The one thing I will say that annoys me about my headboard, if we look closely, is the wiring for the light switch. Again, like I said, because of lack of experience, lack of confidence, I would have definitely come up with the detail to hide these conduits because they shouldn't be seen. It's really an unsightly thing. But regardless, I'm still extremely happy with this headboard. It's just great lighting for selfies. So if you want to come to my room and take bomb selfies, like, you're more than welcome. I also got these bedside tables custom made to fit in with my headboard design and to fit in with my bed base. So this bed base is actually my existing bed, and I didn't throw it away because I was like, I can repurpose this. It's in still really good condition and it's very simple. There's nothing really to it. So I decided to tie that base in with the top of my bedside table, so that had a beautiful relationship. And yeah, and then the bottom portion is oak as well, to marry with the headboard, to marry with my BIC, and to marry with the vanity in my bathroom. As you can see, I'm matching. I didn't do this on purpose, it kind of just happened. So I love all white duvet sets and find it's fun to just add a pop of color. You can easily change these out when you get bored. Okay, and then another detail that didn't happen was the curtain recess. So I wanted to recess my curtains onto the soffit and have an LED to shine on my curtains. Again, the same ceiling contractor was reluctant to do this detail, so we went for just a standard cornice, as you can see, which isn't like ultra modern, but it's still tied in with the space and with everything that was going on in the house. Unfortunately, because of all the curves, I had to get a curtain rail that has a pelmet, which actually isn't a bad pelmet. I actually kind of like it. But if we open the curtains, I mean, you kind of lose the curve when you have the pelmet sitting straight like that. But at that time, I couldn't get around not having this pelmet. This room is just great because you can walk around. There's just ample space. I haven't done artwork yet, which I will get to very, very soon. Excuse this wall. There was a bit of water damage. We've had a problem with the waterproofing. Love that you can access my bed from all sides. It wraps around, and I can access my balcony now, which is finally here, and just easily go outside and enjoy my day. So that's basically, we don't need to go outside, but that's basically the view. And then I matched my blinds with my curtains, just wanted to keep the same relationship, and I kept the curtains very, very neutral so that if ever I wanted to change up anything on my bed, you know, any of my scatter cushions, it would still fit with the curtains I have.
When it comes to lighting up bedrooms, my preference is not to have any direct lighting above the bed. I would rather rely on ambient lighting, so my headboard was super successful. All my downlighters are at the perimeter of my bedroom and at my dressing area.
Well guys, that's basically it for the dream room. I hope you enjoyed this video. I must admit that I learned a lot from doing this project solo for the first time when I just started off. I learned that it's very important to firstly have the confidence that you know what you're doing, and also to select your contractors and your subcontractors correctly, that you can achieve the aesthetic and the details that you want in your space. Even with all the upsets and a bit of tears about not getting certain things, I really am proud and happy with the end result. I absolutely love my room. It's a place that I spend a lot of time in. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and I hope this gives other designers, young designers, encouragement to actually just push for what you want, because there is someone out there who will be able to do it at the end of the day. So if you guys loved this video, please don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. And if you're new, please don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!